What's poppin', y'all? Um, Bailey Strasser here, and first off, I wanted to make a video, obviously, after the game on Sunday, but, I worked anyways, and it's just, it was one of those times where you just didn't really want to make a video, because the truth is, what could you say after seeing probably one of the worst performances the Packers in the LaFleur era have ever had? It was one of the worst coaching jobs. It was one of the worst. It was Jordan Love not being himself. The offense looked terrible. Everybody was getting injured. It just was a bad overall played game compared to what we saw the previous week against the Steelers. I don't know exactly what to say, but why is it when the Packers have a big game coming up? They did the same thing against the Cleveland Browns. You know, why? And then now they did it with Carolina. Why is it that when they have a big matchup coming up in the next week, they just look down to the competition and act like it doesn't matter? You know what? We possibly could be undefeated if it wasn't for certain things. I know they're capable of it. But again, this is the stuff that makes people go and look at us and say, this is why no one takes us serious. This is. And while I'm saying that I have been very critical of Matt LaFleur his entire career. But saying he should be fired when we have made the playoffs almost every year he's been our coach, and still we're in first place. We're not in second. We're a half game ahead of the Lions and the Bears because the Lions lost too. So again, it's all overreactions. We don't know. We have a whole half of the season to go until we determine what happens. And we haven't even reached Toyotathon yet. That's what Jordan Love shines. Most importantly, we just gotta this is a message to everybody. If y'all are saying LaFleur should be fired, meow, it's just silly. Maybe things will change at the end of the season. I don't know. But again, firing someone, you're gonna have to find somebody who's good or even better, or taking a chance on someone. Let's remind ourselves exactly what happened with the Bucks. Y'all demanded that Budenholzer get fired. It happened, and we ended up getting Adrian Griffin, who was one of the worst signings ever. Then we demanded that Paul Chryst would get fired for the Badgers, and now they're stuck with Fickle. So if you're saying that firing LaFleur is a great idea, just remember all of that has happened to these Wisconsin teams in the last couple of years. And that will probably make you say, interesting. Furthermore, yes, there are some weaknesses with this team. Our special teams has been terrible. Our play calling hasn't been the greatest. But I feel Jordan Love has actually done stuff this year that's making me feel like I can be confident in him. But again, there just has to be some things, and you have to give this team a chance. I'm not saying that they are a Super Bowl contender. I'm not saying they're a playoff contender. I don't know what they are. I don't know if we are able to even make the playoffs this season based on what I've seen. I don't know. There's still another half of the season. We still got to face the Bears and the Vikings twice, and the Lions one more time. We barely faced any of our division. We're facing the Eagles this week. We have to face the Broncos, who, in my opinion, I think is the best team in the AFC. Their defense alone. And the Baltimore Ravens. There is a lot that has to be determined. And it's a hard schedule coming up. A very difficult rest of the schedule coming up. And it's going to test them. It is going to test them. We're going to see where they are. And with that being said, you just got to believe in this team that they can do this. I know that they're going to hit some bumps in the road, but a lot of and that it's going to be hard. I think they're able to do these things. It's going to be hard because Tucker Kraft is probably one of the best. I think he is the best receiver on this team. Losing him is going to be huge, but this is an opportunity for Luke Musgrave to finally stand up and do something. Luke Musgrave is. We know that he was drafted before Tucker Kraft with the intent that they believe in him, but I hope that they can finally utilize Musgrave to this is the chance for him to break out. We got deep receivers. Dobbs has been great. We just got Watson back. We just got Golden. Hopefully, I think he's okay. They said he's okay. Maybe they should stop running some plays. Jaden Reed, I think, will be back soon. At some point, Jaden Reed will be back. They're going to be in a good position, going forward. I'm not sure what happens in the future, but I definitely know that I have faith moving forward in Jordan Love compared to other seasons where I have not. And I feel like what's holding him back is our play calling. I think LaFleur needs to really maybe give up the play calling to someone else. Maybe that's what might have to happen. On the contrary, the Packers decided not to do anything at the trade deadline, despite being thin at corner. Despite they just lost Hobbs. I know Hobbs hasn't really been a factor at all. He's been terrible, but you're thin at corner. They're getting targeted more than everybody because of course, McKinney is not getting, and no one's throwing to McKinney. Gosh, it's just crazy to think about it. It's hard to think about what the Packers can do, but this could be a huge game for the Packers, a statement win at home against Philadelphia. This could be a real big deal for the team. And again, I don't know what to happen, but I have faith still. It's still there. I think they can manage. People just gotta stop getting down on them so fast. I got faith, but we just gotta see what happens. It's gonna be a tough game against Philly. I'll give you that. That's all I'm gonna say. But I'm gonna try to not be as negative. I'm gonna be as positive. I'm gonna be the best person I can be. That's all I'm gonna say. Comment below, start with your thoughts. I don't know what else to say. See you next time. Go Pack Go.